Hey everyone, I am going to show you what my next project is. I bought a 1976 Wilderness RV. It is 30 feet. And I am going to attempt to turn this into a mobile studio, basically. It has good bones on the outside, I guess. We'll see what the bones and the internal, like actual bones look like. Skin, I should say, looks decent, needs to be cleaned. However, there's some pretty good water damage in it. So my task today, now that I can't get the door shut, my task today is I'm going to rip the walls apart, basically, and tear them down and see how bad the actual bones are. My plan is to completely gut all of this. Somebody that we purchased it from had already started gutting it. And so it's pretty much just an empty shell. It does have some of the beautiful kitchen stuff left in it. Sink, stove, oven, cabinets. There's some cabinets here. They did put a propane heater in, which is fairly new and works really good. A little fan there. But otherwise, they gutted the bathroom for the most part. I'm going to finish ripping out the rest of it and all the paneling, and we'll see what the actual bones, the structure underneath the paneling looks like. If it's too rotted, Keith and I were talking that we may just completely demolish the whole thing and just use the framing itself and just frame kind of like a tiny home, tiny studio onto it and do it that way, rather than trying to repair any of the walls if the board or the 2x2s or whatever they are underneath the paneling are too rotted to mess with. So we'll see once I start gutting everything to see how bad it actually is. And then if the bones are still good and I can still use the shell and the skin on the outside, I'll gut the inside, leave that wall there. I may leave this cupboard here because there's no water damage inside of it. It's fairly decent in there. So I may just leave this if I'm able to. This one will probably get tore out because this one has, oh, you can't really see in there very well. This one has some water damage back in here that I would prefer to tear out if it's easy enough to do so. But yeah, there you can see the water damage. This side is fine for the most part. I don't see any here, but it's mainly up there. And I'm not sure about the floor down here. I guess I didn't. Oh yeah, it is. I can see back there. But the wheel well, there's the converter for the power that comes in here. It's all, nothing's hooked up. There's no battery, no propane or anything hooked up to the camper right now. Because I'm going to be demoing it. So, and then I'll reuse this no matter how I end up doing the camper up, whether I use the shell of it and the bones, or if I tear everything out and start over, then I'll still use that. This is all going to come out. I want this all open. This wall will be the only thing that stays, actually, other than this cupboard, if I'm able to use the bones. And then all the lights and stuff, those will go. Yeah, so I am going to do a quick tour of the outside so you guys can see the outside real quick, the whole thing. For the most part, everything's good on it from what we can see. I mean, water damage, obviously, but they did take out all the stuff inside, so this needs to get redone because we just got a downpour of rain the last couple days, and it literally was a waterfall on the other side of that. So I know those have to come out and get different, actually, siding or something put on there, and then I'm pretty sure I'll have to redo the wood down here with as much water as was pouring in. That, I'm assuming, is still connected to the sink inside, and they were using it as a hunting shack, so I'm assuming there were guys peeing in the sink, so that is definitely going to go. Look at those cool hubcaps, though. I think it's pretty cool. It needs to be cleaned up and painted on the outside, which that's my plan to do. Backside, there's no major dents in it or anything. It looks like it's sagging a little bit. This is what's making me believe that maybe the inside bones are not very good, as far as that goes. But we'll see once I get tearing into it, whatever, what I end up coming up with. So we shall see. Other than that, yeah, she's a beauty. They did rub part of the siding just to show. I mean, it's pretty decent. It cleans up fairly well. My plan is to paint it, though. I don't want to leave it the green and white creamy color that it is. So yeah, we'll see how things go. All right. Hey guys, so I'm gonna start demoing this room, pulling off the paneling, pulling off the ceiling, just see where it's at as far as how bad the bones are and if it's salvageable, if I can put new paneling up over top of the bones that are underneath here, or if I'm gonna have to just completely start over with just using the trailer shell, the frame. So we'll see. You guys get to watch. I'm going to do a little bit of a time lapse. I got to pull the lights and stuff down. I'm just going to rip all the electrical out because no matter what I do, we're going to put our own electrical in. Thankfully, my husband is a master electrician and can help me get that done. All right, let's get started. Hey guys, so I've been demoing in here, and if you can see over here, I got the wall pulled out, the paneling pulled off. Turn the camera a little bit. This right here is completely rotted. This is completely rotted all the way back, possibly past here. So I got to take this off next. And get this out of here because this is going to go. This is going. It's surprisingly a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to find much more rot in here. Hold on and I'll show you what I'm seeing. My battery's going to die, so let me go out. I got to replace some pieces there. This is all pretty good. This piece here should probably get replaced all the way across because it's rotted right there. This one, same thing, it's pretty rotted there, so I probably will take the windows out and re-trim all that, or rebuild that wall part right there. This window back here, I am not even sure how it is staying in. There's really nothing holding it in but this part right here, and only half of it. Like, both ends are rotted. Otherwise, this isn't attached to anything. There's nothing attached up here all the way across. This is barely attached. It's just attached to this rotted board here, which then is attached to this board here. They did rebuild this wall, whoever had this prior to. Okay, my battery died, so let's get back in to where we were. Where were we? Over here. So yeah, anyways, somebody rebuilt this wall because there's new 2x4s and 2x2s in here. The problem with it is they only attached here, here, kind of. I don't think there's an attachment point there. I do not know if they attached to the floor joist at all. And then not down there, and just that. This top part is not attached to anything. It's, well, besides the siding is attached to it, but otherwise it's not, like, I don't even know how this is all in here, or staying up with the weight back there. So yeah, that's interesting. But for the most part, the bones so far that I'm finding, I just have like that up there I gotta fix. There's just some small areas so far that I have to fix. We'll see about the ceiling. I haven't even remotely tore off the ceiling yet. I'm still working on this wall. Once I get all the walls tore down in this area, then I'll pull the ceiling down. I want to get this all out of here too, and then I'll go from there. Or maybe I'll wait to take that out until I have the ceiling out. I'm not quite sure, but I don't want to even remotely touch that until I have both sides completely tore down to see how bad it is that I have to work on. If it's shot and I need to tear the whole thing down, then I don't want to mess with any of that, obviously, you know, until I have to. So that's where I'm at, and I'm going to continue taking the screws out on this stupid shower wall. All right, I am losing daylight, so I'm using my phone flashlight, but this is what used to be the the bathroom sink. Vanity thing was still there, and then that wall was the shower. I tore all that out. It looks pretty good. There's just a couple spots that I need to fix the wood. It's better than what I thought, so let's hope it keeps continuing that way. I do have to fix that spot there. And I'm just not sure if I'm going to make the walls bigger so that I can put more insulation in them. We'll see once I get this all gutted and tore out how much I'm going to do to it. If I do that, I'll lose space on the inside, but that's not terrible. So that wall is going to stay, but I'll probably, or at least a wall will go there. I'm probably going to tear out that whole thing and just rebuild a new wall. I feel like that might be a better option. So anyways, this whole section is tore out other than the ceiling and the floor. I'm going to leave this cabinet here for the time being until I figure out, am I leaving the structure or am I tearing down the structure? But so far, I don't have a ton of bones to fix or replace, so I'm pretty happy with this so far. I do have still some leaking that needs to be fixed on the roof and the side, all over the camper. So as soon as I get this all tore out, I'm going to figure out what areas need to be fixed, so that I don't have any more leaking before I start putting everything back in. I haven't touched this side. So far I got 2 full bags of junk. It is so hard to see in here now because I'm literally losing daylight like you wouldn't believe, and it's only 4:40. So I got 2 bags there. There's all this crap on the floor. that bag, which this will fill that plus some, and then that is what I've torn out so far. Screens are right there. I'm going to keep those, and I'll paint those if I end up keeping the bones in here, but that's what I've got. I'm pretty damn excited. Ceiling will go down next. I'm probably going to leave that tonight because I don't have much for light, unless if I get a light in here. So that when I record, you guys can see in time lapse, and then so that I can see what I'm doing, but I may leave the rest until tomorrow. So, yep, that's what I've got so far. Pretty cool.